Good morning all. It's Tuesday morning. No, it's not. It's Wednesday morning. Jesus. Harry's just gone out the yard in the sprayer. Got a bit of spraying to do on some of our later drilled maize. You see Josh is behind me just cleaning off Harry's tractor from fertiliser spreading yesterday, just to get all that fertiliser powder off of it. We've got the JCB behind me, which will be going out tanking later, and then, as you see, the Samson tanker getting a bit of work done on it. Hopefully we'll be able to get out and use that one today. We'll see. A bit of work's being done on it just to see if we can resolve some of the issues that we found in the first few weeks of using it. We've got the Forager still in the workshop at the moment. There's a few bits that need to be changed on the drum of that one, which will be being done later today. Just waiting for the parts to arrive. So yeah, that's what's happening right this moment. We've actually got John Deere on site in an hour or so. Go have a chat with them about a few things, and then I will get out and about and try and show you what everyone's up to. So we're just out catching up with Harry in the sprayer. You can see the field he's in, a couple light patches there, and a small patch there in the middle of the field that looks a bit bare. That was very wet areas of the field. This being that new block of land, there's a little bit of trial and error in terms of what the ground's like in certain places. This field neighbouring it that I'm hovering over, you'll be glad to know, isn't intercrop. That is just left alone for the time being, thankfully, as we wouldn't want it to look like that. So you can see from this gives you a good idea of some of the reasoning behind getting a spray on this. There's areas in here where the crop's in need of a bit of P&K. Our agronomist walked it and he just said that was what the crop was wanting. There are also areas in the fields that were in a grass lay where there's wireworm in the field that's hit the crop pretty hard. We'll have a little chat about that shortly as well, but yeah, unfortunately that is one of those things that we can't spray for, wireworm, and if you tend to have it, it can wreak havoc, unfortunately. But you can see here that the majority of the crop is doing well. It's pretty strong. Harry, the fields further in, said we've got maize that's kind of licking the middle of his cab, so he's moved into the worst of the fields at the moment. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Full transparency as ever. We've got this block which isn't necessarily doing as well as we'd want it to, and having spoken to the agronomist, yeah, a bit of crop boost is on the cards. So yeah, essentially what that is a bit of a P&K boost, just to get this, give this crop what it wants and help it along. So that's what Harry's been doing, and we're just watching him now in the second to last field. And I'll just have a chat with you now in the last of the fields he's got to do, which is also happens to be the worst of the fields, and unfortunately it's right on the road, which it's never nice when you've got a field on the road that doesn't quite look as you want it to, because people can see it, as you farmers will know. So as I've mentioned there, this is in the new block of land that I've done quite a few different videos on. So just try and point out from the camera on my phone the sort of patches that we're looking at that have been attacked a little bit. So we've got quite a few areas in this field which is on the road, and the one next door, you can see not only are the plants that are there a lot smaller, there's a lot of plants missing that have been eaten up, gone. There's a little patch through there as well, where the rest of it's kind of quite a nice height. The plants here are struggling a little bit or non-existent, and that is obviously an issue with a crop like maize, crop like beet that we also grow. You put down your single seed, and if that seed doesn't germinate, there's no plant. If the plant gets eaten or damaged, there's no plant. There's no ability for the crop to mend itself, essentially. Whereas if you're drilling cereals, you'll get multiple tillers from that same seed, and you can see a crop of wheat kind of almost looks like it's regenerated sometimes when it's looking a bit dodgy. But then you look at it again in a few months' time, which we found this year, and it looks like a completely different crop. So yeah, we've come out. We made the decision to give this crop a spray, as the agronomist has said it is lacking in a bit of nutrients. But what we've also found is, yeah, the two fields that were that seemed to be the best ground to work down were in a grass lay, and wireworm is always a potential issue you find when you're bringing a grass lay back into a crop rotation. So something we've had to deal with, and yeah, something you can't treat. So bit of a nightmare. Just a little update on what Steve's been up to the last couple of days. He's been out on assignment. It's his best mate's birthday, so did a couple days up at Diddley Squat, had a look around the farm shop, then popped over to Jeremy Clarkson's pub as well. Mum did send me a couple clips, so here's a couple little videos of Steve letting his hair down.
They go out on the terrace and should I'd ordered 12 bottles of cider and lager for my son's birthday. They had a barbecue and 2 bottles were left, but I didn't know it. So I had an email saying...
Because I'm not magnetised. See, I take the magnet charge off of them.
Oh, there. Is somebody stood down there?
So, with our forager out of action, let me reintroduce you to the 9700i that was previously in our shed. We've just dropped Dad up here. We've got to take her back and pick up some fresh grass. So here we are in the second field of grass we're going to be picking up. The first field's just the far side of that hedge at the end of this field. So Tony's here in his 250, just doing the outside headland at the moment. Dad's on his way down for Smallridges in the replacement machine. And shortly we will be out picking up some grass. It's all kind of all happening late in the day today. I've missed Ant tanking. The Samson was up and running, and I've just seen the 2 fields that he's tanked, and I've managed to miss him this afternoon. But it seems to have gone well, so that's a positive. So a bit of a explanation onto why the new Forager is in the workshop and the previous machine is going to be out today. The knives on the drum, the bolts holding them on to the drum are coming loose. Not loose that you can turn them with your hand, but a lot looser than they should be, to the point where Will can hear a change in the noise. And thankfully he's managed to stop a couple of times before they've rattled completely loose, and something's ended up going through the machine. So we've got the John Deere are aware we've got all the parts from John Deere arriving in the morning, but obviously we can't keep people waiting when they need things being done. So the replacement machine is down with us. We were hoping that those parts would have arrived this morning, but there was a slight technical issue, so that's why we were holding off till this afternoon. But we've had to call in the substitute, which should be absolutely fine for what we've got to do today. So the Forager has arrived. We'll get the drone up and we'll watch it working. You see this field was the one that was cut last. Ant's been out today tanking it. there were some artistic drone shots for you. I'll just get out and watch on from outside the machine. And like I say, hopefully by the middle of the day tomorrow, we'll be back up and running with our machine. But thankfully, we're able to keep going and keep our customers happy. In the meantime, thanks to Smallridges, and yeah, thankfully they have our previous machine there as a backup machine for this kind of reason. So that's brilliant. I think we'll leave the video there for today. This is the last job of the day, so we'll leave it there. And I will be back tomorrow with more for you. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It's completely free and it will make me so happy. Yeah, be back tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Cheers.